This boutique in Rennes specialises in cupcakes, but also stocks everything you need to put together fabulous themed candy and dessert buffets, known in France as sweet tables. They're incredibly popular across the pond and are starting to enjoy similar success in France, largely down to Laure Ferragi, who's published a book on the subject. I came up with the name sweet table. In the United States they call them dessert tables, but I didn't think that sounded charismatic enough. I wanted to organise magical birthday parties for my daughters, and I couldn't find anything in France. There were no products or companies offering services decorations-wise, and very little attention was paid to cake decoration. And so Laure put together her book, The Golden Rules of Making a Sweet Table. The first thing you need to do is decide on a theme. Now, theme generally means a lot of colour. The second basic rule is the display. Why? Because if we want the perfect balance, then we have to have different levels. And you don't have to bankrupt yourself. You can use paper napkins, cardboard display tables, and you can also find other uses for objects you have around the home. Even if you're not expecting many guests, you could always turn over the paper cups to give the impression the cup is full. And then we finish with the lowest level, the little tray with 3 cupcakes. And there you go, the table's ready. Originally designed for birthday parties, the sweet tables can be adapted for any occasion. Weddings, christenings, corporate functions. Laure even organised a sweet table contest to promote the concept, where entrants across France competed to produce the best-looking candy and dessert buffet. Sweet tables have become something of a must for bespoke wedding planner Sandy Paradis-Bouiran and Marina Sorgay, who produces the decorative elements for these tasty buffets. Once a month, they update their blogs with photos of their latest creation. Did we say the candy jar would go there? Have we got the levels and colours right? Is it balanced? To ensure everything is as it should be, the ladies sketch their sweet table before they start work. They're working on a vintage theme today, using this old telephone, fake old books, and lace. We've really gone for taupe colours, which are really fashionable at the moment, and then pastel pinks. There's a great deal of detail, right down to the choice of sweets, the old-fashioned lollipops made in France, by the way. The rose candy, nothing is left to chance. It has to be coherent. That's it has to be coherent throughout. People have to understand that it's not just decoration, that it is actually a buffet, but a buffet that's been specifically staged. It tops off the table decoration for a wedding, for example. It adds an extra something and completes the theme. There has been such demand that Sandy would no longer dream of organising a wedding without a sweet table. And Marina is increasingly busy making them for corporate dues. The presentation and concept has also inspired restaurant owners. This Parisian establishment opened its doors in January and describes itself as the gourmet dessert bar. The dishes are beautifully laid out, a festival of colours, enhancing the taste.
It's a new approach to desserts. The desserts we buy in pastry shops can also be served as restaurant desserts. They're freshly made from scratch, and the finishing touches are added at the table.
Pastry chef Christophe Boucher is behind these creations and concocts dishes worthy of the Michelin-starred restaurants he's worked with in the past.
Sometimes in these restaurants, depending on their clientele, you have to go back to simpler dishes that people are more familiar with, more comfortable with. But here, you can really let your creativity get to work.
That's right, Christophe comes up with all sorts of daring desserts, like this beetroot dish, for example, or this pear, white chocolate cream and chervil delight.
Dessus, je vais venir déposer le sorbet au yaourt grec.
And then on the top, I'm going to add the Greek yogurt sorbet. This will really heighten the flavour. It's very acidic. And I add the pieces of chervil meringue to give it some crunch. I like desserts that have a variety of textures. Chewy, melt in the mouth, crispy, runny, iced, crunchy.
Toutes les textures, toutes les mâches, du fondant, du croustillant, du liquide, du glacé, du croquant.
Another novelty here is that the pastry chef is in direct contact with customers.
D'habitude, ils voient que le produit fini.
Normally, people just see the finished product, the dressed dish. So this way, they can see how the dessert is put together. It's a bit of entertainment, something of a show.
D'avoir un peu de spectacle, et voilà.
And as with gourmet restaurants, there are wine, tea, fruit juice and spirit suggestions for each dessert to enhance the dish to perfection.